they put in these big boys. A different batch of Modelo's that they put in these big boys.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers. The boys.
We're officially rolling.
Fantastic.
You're here.
Mm-hmm.
You are Dylan.
I am Dylan. You are
I am also Dylan.
also Dylan.
So welcome. Welcome from Nashville. Welcome back to your home country.
Thanks, buddy. Good to
of
be
New
here.
York. And
I've been wanting to do this for so long.
I know, dude.
I've seen all of our other friends do it, and I've been watching and crying every video, which is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be learning. But
I know. It's not the videos making you cry. It's just your general disposition.
yeah, it's my sadness that I am not in every one of the videos.
Well, today you don't have to be sad ever again because you're going to be in the history books of
Etched
Art Is
into
Not Sacred.
history.
Yeah, onto YouTube history. So, Dill, why don't you tell me and anyone who wants to listen what it is that you are and what you do.
Well, I am a Taurus,
Nice.
born May 8th. I consider myself an artistic person with a couple of different artistic pursuits that I've had in my cognizant years involving acting, and then it evolved into music career, which then evolved back into what I'm hoping to be an acting career again.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that you have a particular affinity for one or the other?
I would say that I've allowed myself the space to be malleable to what I want to do, dependent upon the time of my life and how I feel. So sometimes I want to play music, and that's a difficult thing to say when you're trying to make like a business out of it. So I've sort of changed my perspective on the arts in the last couple of years from having a really strong business approach to music and acting, and trying to break it down to the basics and the core reason why I got into it in the first place, which is just my general passion for doing anything artistic or autistic.
Well, not
I
not
do
too
a
different.
lot of both.
Not too different, to be
I
honest.
do a lot of both of those things.
I want to just preface all of this with so we met in acting school at Pace University for BFA acting for film, television, voiceovers, and commercials.
FTVC, they called it.
FTVC, they called it.
Fit
And
for
so
code.
too did we.
Mm-hmm.
And then you left after the first year,
Sure
right?
did.
To do music. Like
Yeah.
pretty much was like, I don't want to do this now. I want to do music.
Yeah, that was the plan. It was, I grew a distaste for acting because I had never been in a setting like that school where it was concise forms of learning the craft of acting. I've only ever acted on just like whoa, fuck yeah, dude, I'm acting. This is cool. I'm going to get to pretend to be somebody. And so I didn't really like the structured aspect of it.
Yeah.
And so that
craft
yeah,
part
the
of it.
craft
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of it,
yeah.
which as I've gotten older and less stupid, I realized that is a huge aspect of acting if you want to be a good actor,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some people are just like naturally incredibly talented actors. I wouldn't consider myself one of those people.
Well, I think like anything, like some people have a natural gift or talent for something, but that doesn't mean that they can absolutely be overshadowed by someone who doesn't, who has skill and a lot of practice and effort.
Yeah, 100%.
Like to have a talent towards something and no training or discipline just means that when you're good, it's really good. But when you're not good, or if it's a bad day, then you're not.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like when you have the training, you can have an off day and still perform because you have like a skill set to fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel, because I knew that, about why you left.
That's Fisher, everybody.
That's
the
Fisher.
cat.
If you see him pop in or if you hear random sounds.
Yeah, or just eating things behind me.
Oh, Fisher, come.
Oh, Fisher.
Look, Fisher.
So uncomfortable.
He did not like that.
You don't like that at all.
Anyway, yeah. So, did you find that you had the same experience with music at some point, or did you find that like the craft of music was just more fun for you to study?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's a great question, Mickey. I think I found myself in acting at such a young age that it held such an emotional place for me. I think singing I was never naturally good at, or music in general I was never naturally good at, and I worked to being good at it, like taking vocal lessons or taking guitar lessons or just really like watching YouTube videos and trying to get better and better and better. I'd never done that with acting. Mm-hmm. And so when I decided to pivot from acting into music, I had already sort of understood that music was a very sort of crafty, skillful, not naturally good thing that I'm embarking on. And I think that's why I did it for so much longer, because I knew the harder I worked at it, the more I would get out of it. Whereas acting, it always felt to me like it was luck, you know? Mm-hmm. You're in a room with 10 other kids that look exactly like you. If you walk into the room and you have enough personality, you might get lucky and get booked for the job.
Yeah.
I never saw it growing up as like, oh, this kid could be better than me at acting. I always saw it as, well, we're both going in the room. Whichever one of us gets lucky, gets lucky.
Yeah. No, I guess I kind of always felt like it took... Hold on, I have to stop Fisher because he's bumping the mic over and over again. Literally rubbing his face on it.
Buddy. Dude, this guy's a fucking menace.
I know, he's the sweetest boy in the world, but he's in trouble now. Go in here. Sorry, boys.
Damn, dude, I thought this was just going to be 2 hours of us finishing these fucking beers. We're diving in.
We're silently going to be finishing beers. Well, you know, I don't get to see you that often, dude. I know. And we'll come to that because I do want to talk a lot about that. But we used to hang out incessantly.
All the time.
In our early 20s. And then you left college, but I still saw you a lot. Mm-hmm. Because you were still in Jersey and in Brooklyn and back and forth between the two for like a while.
Yeah.
And then we finished college, just joined the working world. And then at one point, I guess that would have been, 2018? And then in 2019 or 2020?
End of 2019.
End of 2019, you moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
For music.
Yeah, for music.
Because you had, and I just want to give a quick, so you did a lot of professional child acting when you were a kid. Mm-hmm. And then you ended up going to school for acting, decided you weren't taking a liking to it. But prior to that, you had been developing a musical skill set through high school and college and had been doing some shows all through college as a musician, singer-songwriter, bitter end, all that stuff, which we all came to all the time. And then you did The Voice. And then you toured with another musician, like a national tour, mm-hmm. and then you sort of decided, well, I guess you moved to Nashville first, and then you did the tour.
Yeah, well, I did that Kelly Clarkson show prior to moving to Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what prompted the Nashville move, because I met all those Nashville cats on that tour. Me
trying to break down your chronology of this instead of just asking you to tell me.
Yes, exactly.
No, yeah, so tell me how it was after.
Well, you know everything.
From that. I know, but
these
like from your perspective, I know it, but I want to know like from how you think through it now in retrospect. Like, what were the inciting moments that sent you to Nashville and have kept you in Nashville, and where you're at now?
Yeah.
For that, because we've had some conversations about where you're at now and where I want you to be.
Yeah,
which is here. Uh-huh. But
yeah, I mean, I would say like majority of, and I think this is probably very similar to a lot of people at the stage that I'm at, is like I look back on a lot of my artistic endeavors and I see them mostly as like failures, but failures that led me to my next thing, which led me to a failure, which led me to my next thing, which led me to a failure. And I'm not saying failure in like a woe is me sense. I'm saying like failure that like it's built who I am, and it's built the choices that I've made to move forward with who I want to be. And so I was living in Brooklyn, signed to a studio on whatever it was, 37th and 8th or something like that. You remember that place? And then that didn't work out. And so I got out of that deal, and I was pretty sure I was done with music after that, because that was a really toxic point in my life. That was when I was like super duper spiraling. And then went back to Jersey for a little while, went to college. Then my mom
played baseball.
Yeah, played baseball for a semester, which was insane. There was absolutely no reason for me to be on that baseball team. The only reason, one, I got into that school, and two, made the baseball team, was because the coach, who was a great guy, was a fan of Funeral Kings, which was a movie that I was in when I was 14 years old. I starred in a movie called Funeral Kings. It was like an independent film, phenomenal movie. All of the people that worked on that film are now like crushing it in the industry. Besides me. And so he loved that movie and like was like, oh dude, I'm going to get you into the school. I'm going to get you on the baseball team. You want cleats? You want a new glove? Like, here's this, here's that. And I was like, fucking sick, dude. No reason for me to be there. But then I got on The Voice in 2018. And then that sort of moved its way into me pursuing a career again in music in a different capacity with like a different genre and a different concept behind who I wanted to be in the industry. That's when I opened for Kelly Clarkson on tour in Pennsylvania. And that's when I met the whole Maggie Rose crew, which were incredible people. They invited me out to California to open on a California leg of their tour. They loved that. And then they were like, yeah, you should move down to Nashville. And I was like, all right, I'll move down to Nashville. And so it was just kind of like shit just kept rolling. And I was always of the mindset of like, keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
And then it would hit
yes, man.
Yeah. And then it would hit a fucking wall. And then it'd be like, oh my God, what do I do now? There's no more ball. And then I just, put together a ball and just roll it down the hill again and see where that goes. But yeah, it's an interesting story. It's a lot of failures, but good failures. Failures that provide memories for me in my now life, which is cool.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's so different now than the trajectory that I imagine you had set for yourself when you were at school at Pace with us, because, if I look at my trajectory from Pace to now, like it's kind of what I would expect, or like what I was expecting, that I'm like, aside from the things I didn't do that I wanted to do, which is like, travel Europe when I was younger and, in my 20s, but I had an agent and I was in New York and I was afraid if I left for too long, then I'd fall behind in the industry. And I was dating Sarah and I was like, well, I'm not going to go away for 6 months if I have this good relationship. So I didn't do those things, but because I didn't do those things, I have a very good relationship with my agent and I'm married to Sarah now and I'm here.
Sick.
So it's like missing, like I missed some adventures and I'm happy where I'm at, but there's always like that part that's like, I wonder if I should have moved to another state at some point and like tried out this totally crazy thing by myself and like learned whatever that would have taught me that I might not have learned yet. That I think one of the reasons I value you as a friend is that you have learned certain things in your path that I just haven't had the opportunity to learn. But I learned them from you. So maybe I don't have to learn them. I don't know,
I don't think you do.
But yeah, you're like, I don't think anyone should.
Think you do. I don't think you need to. I think you're good. I think you made the right choice. You're married to an incredible woman. You have a great relationship with your agent. You're doing some great things, And it's like, how do you shut those voices up, right? Like from like the choices that you made in the past, and then you look back on them and maybe you regret them, maybe you don't, but like I like to think that I do a good job at quieting the voices of regret. Yeah, and what ifs, and if I had done this or if I had done that or whatever it is. I like to think I do a good job at shutting those voices up.
You've always struck me.
I have struck you many a time.
You always strike me.
I am a big striker.
You've always struck me as the type of person who's very much. And I think you probably get it from your dad because he seems that way. Once you make a decision, you kind of don't look back. You're kind of like, that's what it is now. I've said it. I'm gonna do it. Mm-hmm. And until it doesn't work, this is what I'm doing. Which I'm very much like when I was a little kid, I couldn't decide which candy bar to get at the deli. When my mom said you could have one candy, and I'm like, I want a Butterfinger and a Kit Kat. What do I do? Like decision paralysis. Mm-hmm. And then I would get the Butterfinger, and then I would be eating the Butterfinger, wondering what the Kit Kat would have tasted like. There's a great song, a great line in a Harry Chapin song, where he says, I think it's the song "Story of a Life," when he says, like, of all the lips I never kissed, half thinking what might have been, and half thinking just as well. Yeah. And obviously he's talking about women in that line, but it's as a metaphor. I think it works for just kind of anything of like, you lay out your story, you make your decisions, and your story didn't exist until you made those decisions. And if you're afraid to make decisions, then you don't get to have a story. And so you only get a story by making those decisions. So there's no story to wonder what you missed because it never was written. It never would have happened.
Yeah, well, the root of it is like the worry of failure, which is why I like to use that word in just about every sentence that I speak. Because it's like the lack of ability to make a decision probably is heavily influenced by the worry of failing at said decision. Mm. And therefore, if you don't make that choice, then you can't fail at that thing. And so I think that's why I love you so much, is that it seems like we're such a yin to the other's yang. Mm. We have a lot of similarities. Yeah. But there's a lot of...
We're both so stupid.
So dumb. No, that we should not be talking into a microphone ever at any given time. And yet here we are speaking into a microphone. It's taking every ounce of me not to say all of the worst things into this right now.
I'm trying to be so professional.
Yeah, so professional.
As I'm holding the biggest beer.
No, these are regular Modelo's. We're just very tiny people.
Yeah, I didn't eat as much as I should have during COVID lockdowns, and now I'm little.
My hands are 2 inches wide.
Anyway, you were saying why you love me so much.
I was. We're a good yin to the other's yang, I think, because whereas what you're saying, you're sort of shining this light of like indecisiveness on it. I also tend to shine like this light on just my irrational, I call them, I wouldn't call them irrational choices, but for the sake of the point that I'm trying to make, let's call them, impulsive decisions to just do something, just go do this and go do that and pull trigger on this and pull trigger on that. It's like, it's very easy to do all of those things without thinking, what is this going to affect all of the things that I already have in place? You know, like all of the things that I've already worked and spent so many years honing, I'm prepared to just throw all of these things away to try this new thing. And it's I feel like it's a case of the new shiny object and like consumerism and like, oh, there's this new thing that just came out. Let me go for it, you know? And there's this other new thing. I know I just got this new thing 2 months ago, but there's this other new thing. Let me go for it. But I never did a good job at making sure that I still, what's the word? Cultivated this thing that I just gone for. I never did a good job at making sure that I still cultivated it to see like what it could come to, like what it would bear for me. I would just go to this new thing and be like, oh, this is going to bear something for me.
Instead, just stop watering that plant.
Yeah.
Because this plant's cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But as I've grown older, I've learned a lot of things from you in your approach to life and in your mannerisms and the way that you act around people. And I've tried to take some of that and implement it into my character and the type of person that I am, the type of man that I want to be.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've done very much the same. I feel like I have the same impulsive behavior or the same impulsive desire, but I've kind of caged it into only a creative sphere where like the the cats want to get out of the room. Where the actual pillars in my life, my like relationships with my friends, my relationship with my now wife, my relationship with my family, my relationship with my career in general, the trajectory of my career in general, I kind of try to keep as intact as I can since I've built them to the places that they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then outside of that, my creative expression darts around like what are those games that you play with the ball? And you hit
Ball games.
You hit the buttons on the
Pinball.
sides. Pinball. Yeah, it darts around like a pinball in a pinball game because I cannot keep focus on any creative endeavor for longer than like a couple weeks at most.
Yeah.
This podcast is honestly a practice for me in consistency. And even then, like I've been somewhat inconsistent because it's not weekly, it's not whatever, but it is for me, it's like I have to keep doing this.
Yeah.
Because this is a platform for me. It's also a platform for my other friends. It's a platform for me to be able to spend time building content for everyone to say the things that they want to say. But the very like base of it, it is just a promise that I'm making to myself to like not stop another project because this one is public.
Yeah.
Oftentimes I'll abandon a painting and no one will ever know about it, so I don't have to feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll like
it's a way of holding yourself artistically accountable.
Exactly. Let me just open this door.
Yeah, it seems to me like it's such a foreign concept, like consistency within the arts, and yet it's just seemed to like become the thing now. With social media and all of these kids constantly posting and constantly dropping the same song in 25 videos and posting every single day. And to me, I look at that and I go, man, what misery. Like, what a miserable thing to do. Like, I would play songs on tour and I would drop songs out of the tour because I'd be like, I'm tired of playing this. Like, let me play something else. These people are working on the same song every single day for like 2 months, just posting and posting and posting. It's the world that we live in now, and it's also, at least it seems like, that's the way that they express themselves artistically, which is so completely opposite of the way that I express myself artistically.
But I don't know. I don't think it is how they express themselves artistically. I think it truly is like it is a new expression of discipline in this new artistic landscape that we're in. And it's not fun. Like some of the people who are very successful that I know who do that, like they don't enjoy that part of it, but they know that they have to do it. And they just happen to be that kind of person that's just like so disciplined that they know what work, the busy work, the shitty work that you don't want to do. They know it's required. So they do it. I mean, Landon, excuse me.
Love Delaney.
Yeah.
Love Delaney.
Who you introduced me to.
Mm-hmm.
Landon was on episode 2, and one of the things that he said was one of the common misconceptions about being an actor is that it's a lazy profession, or being an artist in general is that it's a lazy profession. And it's actually like so not. The discipline that is required to be successful in any capacity at an artistic endeavor is, I mean, it's astronomical. I mean, you have to take care of your body, your own health and well-being. You have to take care of your own mind. You don't have anybody giving you work hours for you. You have to be the one who's on top of your schedule. You have to be the one who's ensuring that you're keeping up with the skills that you're selling.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be the one who's networking yourself. You have to be the one who's building your own portfolio and managing your PR and your like literally everything. And it's all on you. And then you also have to have something to say. And like remember that that's the whole point, is to share something you have to say. And there's no one who's gonna help you do it. Like you have an agent, but they're not helping you with your career. They're like helping you help them make money if they can. And if you can't, then they'll just leave you.
They don't.
but yeah, and I think it's so,
You're money to them, you know?
yeah, I mean, everyone ultimately, like, unless you're my friend,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're a relationship that I'm cultivating for some other end, you know, and I try to be as candid about that as I can with people that I know. And once I start to care about someone, then that relationship has to change. You know, I don't, outside of like very creative endeavors, I really don't like working with my friends. Because once money gets involved in friendships, it just becomes complicated.
Yeah, it's brutal.
You know, I don't know. That's a tangent that we don't need to go on, but yeah, I mean, ultimately, I do think that do not bump the mic. I think that it's so important to like acknowledge the work that's required to do this crazy career path that we've chosen, and then decide seasonally, kind of like you have in each cycle that you've sort of made a change or stuck with the thing, whether or not you still want to put in that work.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, then you change it. And God knows both of us have decided we didn't want to put in the work many times and then change the thing we're doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with that point that you're saying, and it sounds like the point that Laney was making was that it's it's a dedication to hone the craft,
Yeah.
right? And there's a lot that goes into it that people who aren't in it or understand it can very easily look at it and go, "Oh, yeah, that shit's super easy."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it was easy, everybody would do it. That's what everybody says. For me, it's the combination of the intensity that it takes to hone the craft, and then the new age that we live in, which is there's a whole different dynamic that you have to put into it now. That is a completely different type of work ethic.
One that feels so self-involved and like shallow.
So shallow,
like
so self-involved.
Kind of gross.
It's gross.
What I hate about it too.
Yeah.
It's another reason that I made this show is because this is clips of this show or things I can post without having to like sell a thing or like make some post of me without a shirt on, like what, doing a monologue. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to post if it's not just pieces of something I care about, you know, like conversations with people that I love.
Like I do art as a form of self-expression, and most of it stems from my like distaste for myself, which is kind of a crazy thing to say, but like most of the art that I create, most of the songs that I'm singing, or most of the characters that I want to portray as an actor are, I think acting is inherently like escapism from yourself. You know, you're taking on the role of pretending to be somebody else. So you're kind of, I mean, you're implementing things that you've learned in your life to impact the role that you're portraying. But, you know, I mean, you're not being yourself, you're being somebody else. And the songs that I sing or the songs that I write, most of them are like they're not shining like a pretty light on myself. So I would say that a lot of the art that I create comes from a place of distaste, and then to have to do that and watch myself do it every single day and then post about myself doing it every single day and then revolving my life around this was actually a big reason why I stepped away from music and was like, I don't think I can do this, because I was spiraling down this hole again, like I did when I was living in Brooklyn, where it was like, oh my God, every day is just all about me hating myself. Like all these songs are about me, like not liking myself or not being a good person or not doing the right thing or all this stuff just like spirals me down and down and down. And then when I have to spend every single day focusing on that, it's impossible to step away and be like, woo, all right, let's go fucking hang out with my friends that like me, you know?
Yeah, like time to be happy.
Yeah, time to be happy. Clock. Yay.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons. I mean, I think, you know, you make music the same way that I like to paint, which is like it's an opportunity for me to be self-critical.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, and like really look at myself in an honest way and say, like, these are qualities that I don't like, and I'm going to exercise them onto canvas or into music or whatever. But then like to then have to I guess it's harder to feel with music good after than it might be for painting, because the painting, I know why I made it, but it's not words. that are literally saying it back to me. It's like an an emotional space that is being presented in this visual field, but like it feels like that a little bit to me, but it also feels like a painting I'm proud of. So I'm like, great. But when it's a song, like you can't help but relive the words every time you sing them. And if you're performing like you do on stage, like the only way people are going to really be able to connect with it is if you're really connecting with it. So you have to really connect with it every time. It's like me repainting the painting over and over and over again, you know?
But I can't imagine. I mean, I think you're doing a disservice to like the emotion that goes into creating a piece of art that like you do. I think it has the potential, maybe it doesn't because you're the one saying it. But I think with a painting, it has the potential for you to look back at it and like fall back into the place every single time you were in when you created it. And to have to look at that on social media, I can't imagine being like, depending upon where you were and how you felt when you were creating it.
I think too that like my emotional space, like if I was in the emotional space still after creating the piece that I was in when I created it, and then I had to relive it over and over again, it'd be different than if it was what it is, which is like a certain piece that I've made that I was in like a really dark place with when I made it. I'm not in that place anymore. And so reviewing that piece for me is like almost like a nostalgic experience of a scar that has healed, or a wound that has scarred rather, and say like, wow, like hell yeah, I didn't think I'd ever be able to be here when I made that, but here I am here looking back at that thing that I didn't think I could conquer, and it's been a year now and I'm in this whole other place.
Yeah.
So I do look back at it in a way of like kind of like pride, I guess, like wow, look, I overcame that thing.
A conqueror of the piece.
Yeah, like Genghis Khan.
Genghis, dude.
Ye old Genghis.
Dude, my buddy John, who's also my roommate, we were on a road trip, which was an insane road trip up to Pennsylvania to go snowboarding.
Should have been there, man.
Should have been there. It was
crazy.
No, like insane as in we were driving through one of the worst snowstorms I've ever experienced in my life, and the entire ride was on the highway, and it was like bumper cars, dude. We were like sliding all over the road.
Were you hitting cars?
It was the craziest, dude. I was like, so often I was like this far away from swiping cars, and everybody was all over the road. It was a 6 hour
How fast
drive.
were you going?
Like 30 miles per hour, maybe.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude, it was insane. And it was in the middle of bumfuck, because I live in Nashville and we were driving up to Pennsylvania, and most of America is bumfuck except for where we grew up.
Yeah, literally.
So like there were no plows. So it was just all the snow was coming down and none of it was going anywhere else.
Can't even see the edges of the road.
Literally
Don't
couldn't
know
see
where
the edges of the road.
Ends.
It was just
lines.
It was like I was in a cloud, driving through a cloud.
I've done that before. It's terrifying.
Bro, it was crazy.
It's terrifying. I did that one time, and the like you couldn't see a car length ahead of you. I could basically see like 3 feet in front of the hood of my car.
16 wheelers all over the place, just fucking gripping and ripping past you.
So fast. I know.
Like,
it's terrifying. And then we're driving. You can't see anything. I don't even know where the road ends. Turns out, as I came to learn, there was like a 6 foot, whatever you call the side of the road, like the divot on the side of the roads, all the way down the side. There was like 6 feet deep. And we're driving, and then all of a sudden, out of the white abyss, this car is just like completely on its side, on the side of the road, and we passed it. We were like, oh shit. And then we were gonna go like help, but by the time we pulled over, 2 cars behind us had also pulled over to help them, and too many cooks in the kitchen. We were like, let's just they got it.
Yeah, they're fine.
But yeah, I mean, I hope. I don't know.
No,
I never saw them again.
Don't think about it so much.
But yeah, dude, there's so much. Well, finish your thought about their story about driving with John before I change the subject.
It was just gonna come back to Genghis Khan because we listened to a Genghis Khan podcast.
Oh, sick. Okay, sick.
Yeah, I was bringing it around.
What'd you learn?
Genghis Khan threw a party This is pretty crazy, actually. I'd heard this once before and I didn't believe it. But Genghis Khan threw a party. I'm going to totally botch
And Jeffrey Epstein was there.
And Jeffrey Epstein was there.
It goes back so much further than we think.
All of his captured enemies, he captured his enemies. He built a floor and put all of his enemies underneath the floor. And they held the party. You've heard this?
Yeah,
they
like a dinner. They had like a
dinner
meal
party
on top of
and
them.
like dancing and singing and eating on top of the floor of their captured enemies while they were screaming and dying. Could
Cool
you
guy.
imagine that, bro?
No, dude, I don't want to imagine that.
I
That
don't want
sounds
to imagine
terrible.
that either. From either perspective.
What a nice guy he must have been.
He was a beast.
I heard. Actually, I don't want to bastardize it because I don't know if I'll even say it correctly. Something about how his mother was kidnapped. His father was like murdered and his mother was taken as like a prize for
Like
some
Liam
other
Neeson?
person. And then, yeah, just like Liam Neeson. His mother was Liam Neeson and his father
No. His mother was taken.
was Liam Neeson.
Genghis Khan was Liam Neeson.
Oh, shit.
And his
How
mom
did-
and his dad were
And his dad was
also
also Liam Neeson. And he was Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
And then another thing, like him and his brother or something, his kids, his brother did something fucked up to him. I don't even think it was that bad. But then Genghis Khan like killed them when they were like children.
Yeah.
Is this true? Did
I have
you hear
no
this,
idea.
Matt? Oh, yeah.
The only thing I retained from
crazy human being,
that was the dance floor.
Genghis Khan. But back to the bumblefuck being like everywhere else other than like where we grew up in, obviously urban areas all over. But we've talked about this many times. Our plan for the commune.
Hell yeah.
What is your timeline for this commune? Because I like really want to do it.
My genuine timeline?
Yeah, your realistic timeline. Like no sooner than. Because I have one too, but
It's probably 5 years in the making.
5 years.
Because these properties that I have down in Nashville will appreciate tenfold in 5 years.
Mm.
And then I can sell those, hopefully hit a couple of other things that I'm looking for, and then have the ability to go and live on a fucking commune and just build a bar for us
Mm-hmm.
and anybody else who wants to come to our commune and chill.
Hell yeah.
Open a bar. Picture this. Commune.
Okay.
Picture it. Close
Got
your
it.
eyes.
Commune.
We each have our houses. My house and my wife. Your house and Sarah's. Gianni's probably there. You know, Gianni and whatever woman Gianni is with. John and Elle will not be there because John doesn't know how to walk on anything other than
I don't think they'll leave the city.
John's never stepped foot on grass before. Somebody else will be there. Maybe Casey. Fuck yeah. I'd love that.
Grant.
Casey. Yeah. Grant, Casey, whoever it is, right? So 4 or 5 houses. We got animals. We got our garden. We got, I don't know, bees and shit. So we can get some honey, maybe some cheese, whatever it is. We can do all the things. We can do all the things. We got a whole functioning farm. And then in the middle of the commune, in the backyard, so I'm picturing like all the houses on the outskirts, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the middle is a bar. A bar that has a liquor license and people can come to the bar. And there's an access point from the street that doesn't go into any of our yards.
Okay.
And that's how we make like our money on the commune. And it's like a bar, like a vineyard bar. So people can go out, they can see the cows, they can fuck with the horses, maybe go and try and
so
hang
we have
with the
cows and
bees.
horses too.
Bro, we got everything. And it's a commune. We got naked people running around somehow.
Don't even know them.
Nudist colony, don't even know them.
Okay. I'm with you until the cows and horses. I'd be down to have some cows, maybe some horses.
What if you don't have to take? What if we get Casey to take care of the cows and the horses?
Then I think they'll be very poorly taken care of. I think they're gonna be running
wake
around
up one morning, all
everywhere.
the cows and the horses are dead.
Yeah, or just gone. We have to like chase them down like through the nearest town.
Yeah.
No, but realistically, I think 5 years is doable because I have like these two. I'm sure you have this. I mean, I know you have this because who else has a commune idea if they don't have this? I have like these two halves of me, and one of them is convinced that I will never be satisfied living anywhere outside of New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Because the pace, the accessibility to like all these new experiences, all the people, the hustle and bustle, just the overall energy is just amazing. And you know, just all of the things, the career stuff, the industry things, everything that's always happening here. And because I spent so much time here that like I'm wired to it now. But then there's this other half of me that just like wants to leave it all behind, not pursue any of these careers that I've been pursuing, and just like have a simple, sweet life with my family and my friends and do like carpentry and live in the woods where there's like a stream or a lake, some kind of beautiful body of water and forest and wild animals, and just like live out my days off the grid.
Yeah.
And every day I oscillate between those two desires, and I don't know which one is better, because I honestly don't know if one is better. But yeah, dude, I guess I want to have my cake, and I want to eat it too.
Yeah, dude, eat that cake.
Well, who the hell has cake if they're not going to eat it?
Dude, why do you even have cake?
Yeah.
What are you caked up for if you're not gonna eat that cake? Ain't no point in being caked up if you're not gonna eat that cake.
It's true. Do less squats.
Dude, every time I see something caked up, I'm eating that cake. Every time. Every time. No questions asked. I don't think there's a right or a wrong. I don't think there's supposed to be a right or a wrong. I think it's a matter of what you're willing to sacrifice, because every choice that you're making, especially now, is going to be a sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
You want the hustle and bustle. You want to keep grinding. You want to keep going for that dream that you have. That's what you do in the place that you're in. If you feel like the dream that you've had for most of your life, which is kind of a realization that I'm coming to in my later years, is that like the dream that I've had for most of my life, which is being the successful musician or being the successful actor, like it's sort of taking the back road to wanting a family and wanting to live comfortably with that family. And that comes with having a job that makes enough money to be able to take care of that family, but having like, there's such a beauty in the ease of living. And we don't draw enough attention to it because we grew up in a place that's very boop, 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 go, 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 go. I grew up with a dad that was like, I had this job, and then I had this job, and then I had this job, and I had 3 jobs at the same time, and I was doing this, and I was doing that, and it's this and that. And it's easy to fall into that mentality when you're around it your whole entire life. But there is a lot of beauty. There's a lot of stoicism out there where you can just be content with being a man, be content with living in a place that is slower, calmer, relaxed. And then I think it takes years to figure out, but I've spent years in Nashville where it's a hell of a lot slower than New York. And I've grown accustomed to the calmness of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you like it?
It's different, and it definitely is the reason why I bore fruit to the like, maybe I don't want the success that comes along with the grind. You know, there's a little bit in me that goes, are you sure that's not just laziness? Are you sure you're not just tired and you don't want to keep doing it? Are you sure you're not just giving up on something that like you've always done in your life, where like you found this new shiny thing and you liked it, and then you're giving up on this new shiny thing? There's that always in the back of my head. But I know that I've always wanted a family. I know that I've always wanted my wife. I know that I've always wanted little kids running around. I know that I've always wanted land so that they could run around on. And for me, that dream outweighs the successful musician, successful actor dream. And I know that dream isn't going to happen in New York City. You know, that's not my New York City dream.
Yeah. Huh. That's cool to hear. I feel like I'm not ready to give up on the, you know, the acting trajectory yet, you know, the dream and whatever. I feel like it's the first time I've had any momentum, and I'm like, this would be a bad time to change it. But I do think that a lot of people, they have a dream when they're a kid, you know, what they want to do when they get older. And, you know, I want to be an actor. I want to be whatever. I want to be the president, whatever it is. And And so they take that dream and they spend the rest of their early life sort of chasing this dream. And they forget that that dream is not like necessarily their dream. It was their first dream. And because they have focused so much on making their first child dream a reality, they've put horse blinders on. Mm-hmm. They're not even looking at the potential to have found a second, third, or fourth, or even later other dream that might have been a much better dream for the other version of them. And then you close yourself to all these different opportunities and all these different trajectories that you could have gone on because you're so attached to realizing like a child dream.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my little 8-year-old Mickey wanted to be an actor.
Was little, dude.
He was so tiny.
A fucking small ass kid.
Kept him in my pocket.
Little guy.
Well, not my pocket. My pocket was also tiny.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to fit little Mickey in your pocket because you also have a little. Because I was little Mickey's pocket.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, little Mickey wanted to be an actor. You know, and now I'm 31. And I'm still like holding little Mickey's hand, being like, come on, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. But there's so many other things that I could have wanted to be at different periods of my life if I hadn't decided so young that this is what I want. And I mean, I guess maybe that's what makes life so beautiful is that people choose when they're dreamers and have no understanding of reality, what it is they want, and then they chase it. And that's why everybody's directions are different.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I often think that like Sarah and I want to have kids, but I can't afford kids doing what I'm doing now in this economy. So at some point I'm going to have to sit down with myself and decide like, hey, little Mickey, I know you didn't know this when you were 8, when you wanted to be an actor, but like 31-year-old Mickey wants a little Mickey of their own, and I have to choose between your dream and mine now. Would you mind if I let yours go? You know?
Yeah.
And that's hard to say to a kid.
That's hard to say to a kid.
Your inner child.
Yeah. Oofa. Yeah, that was hard. That was a hitter right there. Clip that.
Yeah, clip that. Yeah, dude, that just made me emotional. But
yeah,
it's true. I mean, it's what we're both gonna have to decide, feeling like, but it doesn't, and it also like doesn't minimize the value of you know how far you went on one other path. You know, like people always say, I fucking hated this so much in acting school when teachers would say like you can't fail as an actor, you can only quit. And like all of the people that aren't acting now, it's because they quit, because it takes a very specific mindset to do it. And it's like when you say that, yeah, because you're saying someone, they didn't quit, they found something else that they loved more, because you're not an actor or an artist or a musician or a whatever. You're a person who wants to be happy, you know? And
the beauty of the things that we've honed throughout the years, like, yeah, it would be cool to be able to be like, yeah, man, I make a shit ton of money off of acting or music. But the beauty of the things we've honed over the years is that they will always be something that we can always do. I will always be able to pick up a guitar and play for my kids. You will always be able to fucking go to a local theater and fucking perform in a show in front of your kids. Or your kid wants to act, you'll always be able to fucking direct a school play.
Yeah.
You know, it's not bells and whistles and covered in gold and shit like that. But honestly, it kind of is. Because impacting your children's lives in a positive way should be one of the most amazing things a father or a mother or a parent or whatever you want to call yourself can do in their life. you know? And now there's a chance that I have the ability to have a child and something. Now that there's a chance that I have the ability to have a child and impact their experience growing up with something that I honed for years of my life to an artistic capacity, I think that's a beautiful thing to be able to do. I think that's worth more than selling out MSG. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, everything else is like things that you can like put on a resume, things you can say you did, but then there's like things you can see that like what you did is still happening to these other people in your life. But I mean, yeah, I mean at the end of the day, the people in your life are the most important things in your life.
100%.
I would trade everything good about every success that I've had, every dollar that I've made, if it meant that I could keep my people.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't care about any of the other shit. It's just the people. I wouldn't want to live in a mansion by myself versus like an RV with Sarah,
Hell yeah.
or you.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. You and me in an RV? That's a crazy
you,
RV.
You, me, an RV.
You, me, RV. And Fisher.
Yeah, no, but it's that's so real, dude. It's so real. I considered myself, a failure in many ways when it came to music, because when I was a kid, I played all these different instruments throughout like band class and stuff, trumpet and clarinet and the drums, the piano, and then the guitar. And in high school, I really wanted to learn the guitar. And I just like wasn't clicking, and I did not have the attention span to put in the work you have to put in the beginning of learning the guitar to get past that first hurdle of like, oh, now it can be fun instead of just it hurts and nothing sounds good. And I didn't have that. So I have been learning to play the guitar from 2009 to 2026, or almost 26, and even now I'm still like, I'm way better than I was in 2009, but still I'm like learning to play the guitar.
Yeah.
But I also am viewing it now as like, there's no deadline. Like I'm just picking this thing up and having a great time while I do it, and getting better slowly on a very slow scale, because I don't have the time to do it a faster way. But I used to really critique myself as like a failure of like, I just can't do it. I can't do music. I can't do this. I can't do that. But it's just kind of not true. It's just like, stop deciding where you need to get to for like any kind of creative endeavor.
Yeah.
And just
also,
do it.
Who the fuck cares?
Also that.
It's like, who cares if you're good at some shit? You want to know an experience that I've had in my life that makes it very clear that it doesn't matter whether you're good at music or bad at music? You go to karaoke, right?
Yeah.
You go to a night of karaoke. Maybe this is a hot take, I would rather hear the worst singer sing as hard as they can with as much enthusiasm as they possibly can and have a ball on that stage than hear a great singer step up there with a little bit of a fucking attitude, knowing that they're good and singing a song really well,
Yeah.
And that to me is like, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're good at this. The important thing, the root of this, the root of art, is the joy that the person creating it is getting. And that joy is palpable, and it transcends being good at it. All that matters is you see them having a good time, and that makes you have a good time. Because it's supposed to be joyful. You're supposed to enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be this like, oh, I gotta post this, I gotta post that. Oh,
pursuit of greatness.
I gotta do that. This pursuit of greatness. This, I need to build this thing. I need to create this pitch deck, or I need to make sure that this is done by this time, or I can't release this song because it doesn't follow the rollout that I have planned. It's like, bro, all this stuff that I learned throughout like being in the music business just made me go,
maybe I don't want to do this.
What am I doing? Like,
yeah.
Maybe I don't want to do this. Like, I want to do it. Don't get me wrong. I want to play music for the rest of my life, but I don't want to do all that shit.
Yeah.
And the only way you can do that is by doing all that shit. So I'm still swallowing the pill of being like, am I really down to not do this for the rest of my life because I don't want to do all this shit?
Yeah.
Still swallowing that pill. I think I'll be swallowing that pill forever.
Yeah.
But like,
what, or like, should I just suck it up and do that shit too, so I can do what I want?
yeah. Should I sacrifice some of the joy that I get out of just sitting down in my room and playing the guitar, so that I can sit on a stage and play the guitar?
Yeah.
You know,
I feel too though that like, and you know, maybe this is the true reality of like having, you know, the haves and have-nots, but like, if you want to be a creative and you don't have any money, you have to do all that other shit.
Oh yeah.
But if you want to be a creative and you have some money, you hire someone to do that for you, and then you just are the creative, and then you have someone else do all the other shit, and you have a meeting with them once a week of like,
yeah. Well, that's why all those fucking nepo babies are so successful in the industry
and so talented,
because
they just get to do the craft and become good at it, and they had amazing mentors and amazing access to all the opportunities.
They had access to everything they could have ever wanted.
Yeah.
And now I'm not saying that to knock their talent, for sure. They're talented.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do all the grunt work and the bullshit that everybody else has to do when they're starting at the bottom.
Yeah. And you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. Like I think, but it does give you this perspective of like, oh, you know, if I could just be an actor and I had money, you know, a trust fund to pay my rent and do whatever, then I would do every off Broadway show that paid me nothing that I could. I'd do 4 plays a year, and everyone in New York would know who I was as an actor, as a theater actor, because I don't have to make any money.
Yeah, dude.
But I have to cater, and I have to, you know, bartend, and I have to take these odd jobs and do whatever, and then audition for things I don't necessarily want to do, pharmaceutical ads and stuff, because if I get that job, then I don't have to bartend for a couple of months, and then I can just work on the thing I want to work on. But yeah, like that'd be a dream to be able to just do some like amazing off-Broadway independent theater for a couple of years, and then once you have enough credits and a name, you end up on a Broadway show or you end up on a TV show, and you're fucking great because you spent all your time working with great actors in New York.
Yeah.
And I do spend all my time working with great actors in New York, but we're hosting parties in a catering company instead of acting. you know?
Exactly.
I'm sure they're all amazing, but I don't get to, you know, do that
with them because you're working with them.
Because I'm working with them. I'm actually working with them. But yeah, and again, none of that is to say that there's anything wrong with not having to do that. But when someone who did have to do it gets to that point, it is kind of like this, the rising tide raises all ships kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you did it. It can be done.
Yeah, you did it. It can be done.
It can be done.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
I
cool.
also have to imagine that payoff is just so sweet, man. Oh my God. That payoff must just be like,
when you really grind.
Yeah, when you really do it all. The payoff is probably great. You probably sacrifice a lot of joy that comes with playing music. But once you get to that point where you don't have to sacrifice it anymore, I feel like there's a potential that it's already gone.
Yeah.
Like I was reaching a point where it was gone for me.
The joy.
Yeah. I've only very recently been able to pick up the guitar and play it and get the same kind of joy that I used to get out of playing guitar. But I can't imagine having continued doing it and sacrificing, you know, my emotional need for music in order to monetize off of it. I can't imagine having gone all the way to the end and then being able to be like, okay, here's all the stuff that I've been doing for years now. Now I can just enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know?
Why did you lose the joy? Like, what was the moment? Or like where did you realize it?
Where did I realize it? I think it was coming off the tail end of a tour that I was on. Then I went through a really rough breakup. And then I wrote an album about that rough breakup. I recorded that album about that rough breakup. And then I was supposed to do all the rollout stuff. I was working with a team. We were gonna do all the, videos and the short form videos and the TikToks and the Instagrams and all of that stuff. I was sitting there working on the shit and I was just like, man, I don't want to do any of this stuff, and I also don't want to play any of these songs right now. Maybe it was because it was such an emotional record for me that needed to come out, but I felt like I didn't want to do any of it. I didn't want to play any of it. I didn't want to produce any of it. I didn't want to put any of the shit out. I didn't want to promote any of it. And I just didn't. And then when I didn't do that, everybody's like, you're not doing anything. And I was like, yeah, I know. And I don't think I want to do anything. And then that just kind of spiraled into being like, I don't think I want to play music at all. And then since then, I've only played like one show a year just to make sure that I could still play shows. And then other than that, yeah, I mean, I was done. I just didn't enjoy playing, which for me was a sign of like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. You can't be doing this. Like this is the thing you love.
It had to be weird for you too, though, then that like the reason you moved to Nashville to play music, and then you weren't enjoying playing music, and then you didn't want to play music at all anymore. Then you didn't play music, and then you were still in Nashville, but just not doing music now.
Yeah, dude. I think I've somewhat come out of my like limbo stasis.
Yeah. Of
being in Nashville, but there was, what has it been, 3 years? For the last like 3 years.
I thought you said 2019.
Well, 2019 is when I moved there, but I'm talking
3 years since that.
Yeah,
since you stopped really wanting to play.
Stopped wanting to play. Okay. In like 3 years. And bro, I got a job bartending. I got a job bartending at this place, and I've just been like, I was a shell for a long time. For like 2 years, I was just a shell version of myself. I couldn't find any understanding behind why I was in Nashville. I couldn't find any reason for me to be in Nashville, but I also didn't want to leave Nashville because there was that thing in my head that was like, fuck, dude, did I just come down here to fail again? Yeah, and
then go home with the tail between the legs.
Yeah, and then go home with the tail between the legs. What am I even going to do in New York, dude? I've already fucking given it up for another shiny object, and I haven't talked to anybody in New York in the industry in years, and so there was a lot of that, which is kind of what we touched on in the beginning of this. So, yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of limbo stasis, and then a lot of coming to grips with realizing who I wanted to be as a man. And then saying, well, if I'm not doing music and I'm not in pursuit of music, for whatever reason it is, at least I have this thing now that I got pretty good at.
Which is what?
Music. Playing.
Oh, these. Okay, I see. Yeah. Well, but now you are playing music again. Or writing music again.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different realm. I mean, I'm going into it not with the mindset of, all right, we're making these songs, and then I'm gonna create a rollout, and then I'm gonna create artwork for it, and then I'm gonna contact all of the people that I've talked to in the industry and see what opportunities they can bring to the forefront, and then I'll make sure I do a release show, and then after that release show, I'm gonna try and get these songs in front of very similar artists and see who's coming into town and who I can open up for in Nashville and potentially get on an opening gig for an artist, and like all the shit that comes along with making music. I'm not doing any of that in my head.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just like, dude, it's like coddling a baby right now. I am being so careful to not ruin it for myself again. I'm being incredibly conscientious of when I want to write, how I want to write, why I want to write, so that I don't spiral again, because I've done it like twice already.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't have all of that shit in my head anymore. I'm just making music to make music.
Yeah. The roots of it, like
Mhm.
back to why you started in the first place.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. Play at a bar, share your shit with people who want to see
Play
it.
at a bar for 3 people,
Yeah.
which is what I've always done pretty much. You know,
Wow, your bars got packed at some point.
every once in a while it was packed.
Got pretty damn packed.
That Mercury Lounge show in New York was great.
That was really cool.
That was fucking shoulder to shoulder.
That was a
Everybody was
good
singing.
one.
That was a good one.
But yeah, man, I feel like that is the only reason you should want to make it in the first place is just to make it. I've said it in past shows, and I've certainly said it to you before, but like, one of the reasons I feel like I'm not as successful as an artist as I otherwise could be as a painter is because I only paint because I want to paint.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll share it on Instagram with like a post, and I'll like put a price point, that makes sense for past things I've sold. But I'm not like reaching out to galleries. I'm not trying to find art curators. I'm not like building a larger show of 9 pieces that all work in tandem and speak about such and such a theme, or some kind of thematic through line. I'm not doing that. I'm painting because I want to paint, and I'm getting shit out of me because I want to get it out, and then I share it because I think it's cool. And that's kind of where it ends. And sometimes something hits and somebody wants it, and that's freaking great, but it's not why I made it, and it's not like what I was hoping to happen when I made it.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Oh yeah, you know.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I know, because I never want it.
I know, because I've never wanted any of your artwork.
Literally. Except for the one in your house.
Yeah, except for the multiple pieces of your artworks in all of my homes.
And the tattoos.
Yeah, and the tattoos and everything else that you've done that I have.
Yeah, and the
dude,
buzz
I
tattoo.
am your biggest fan. What are you talking
are pretty
about?
big.
I'm a huge,
a swollen fan.
I'm a swollen fan. Look at my fingers,
massive, dude. You look
fat
like
fingers. Look at my fingers on this regular Modelo bottle.
Bear Grylls when he got stung by bees.
Yeah, dude. No, I would prefer to be Bear Grylls when he pissed on the Spice Girl.
What? He did that?
You never heard that?
No. Bear Grylls peed on a Spice Girl?
Bear Grylls peed on a Spice Girl after she got stung by a jellyfish or something. And the funniest thing is, damn well they were like a mile away from a hotel or like a CVS or whatever it was. But Bear Grylls figured out a way to swindle himself into being able to say that he pissed on a Spice Girl.
Dude.
Or no. He got pissed on by a Spice Girl.
Oh, that's so different.
That's so different, but somehow cooler?
Maybe cooler. I mean, Bear Grylls, honestly, a really cool guy.
I mean, anybody, if you really think about it, and it's a little fucked up, but anybody could piss on a Spice Girl.
I guess. I mean, I could. Yeah, it's a lot harder.
It's illegal.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
could do it.
But you could do it. Anybody could do it.
Yeah.
They'd go to jail, but they could do
But
it.
you can't get them to do it.
But how many people can get pissed on by a Spice Girl?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Just one.
David Beckham.
He could.
And that's the only one, I think. And Bear
Grylls.
Grylls.
But could he do it again?
Probably not. Probably not.
Real. True.
Unless he started doing actual shit. Actual Bear Grylls shit.
Oh, instead of all the fake TV shit where there's producers all around all the time? Yeah, for sure. Dude, we have done an hour just over.
Okay.
You want to keep going?
I'm down to do
gotta
whatever
pee,
you want.
You got to do whatever.
I should probably fucking. How are you getting into the city? I'm in the city, Jessica. I'm down for whatever. We could do 30 more minutes. How do you feel? How do you feel it's going? Do you think I'm doing a good job?
Yeah, dude, you always do a good job.
How do you think, fans?
We're literally just chatting.
Yeah, I know.
Which is, wow, it's gotten much darker in this frame since
I feel
the
like
sun has been going
I feel
down.
like we've dove down some sad rabbit holes. We should dive down some happy rabbit holes. I'm such a sad artist now.
Dude, I've always been a sad artist though. Like
Yeah.
everything I do is so freaking sad.
Mhm.
I like talking about that shit more. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. But
Let's
who
talk
likes
about
to hear
love.
about that shit. Well, let's talk about love.
How's being in a relationship again?
Being in a relationship is fantastic. Is my girlfriend batshit crazy out of her mind? 100%. Do I like that? 100%.
Hell yeah,
dude. She's great. I mean, she's conscientious. She cares about me. I know that she would never do anything that is morally wrong within our relationship, which isn't
Real.
something that I felt confident in my past relationships. Is it okay?
Yeah, I was making sure you're in focus since you're
Yeah.
lying down on the couch now.
Sorry. It's that's not something that I felt. Getting super comfortable on your podcast.
I know,
Thank
it's so cute.
you. Wow.
I almost feel like this is a therapy session now.
Yeah, dude, thank
You're
you.
laying on my chaise lounge.
Oh, chaise lounge. But yeah, I feel like she would never do anything morally compromising to our relationship, which is not something that I felt confident in my past relationships. Decent communication. Like we have our ups, we have our downs, but I think we're both old enough to the point where we've developed our own sense of independence that it's kind of hard to like bite the pill. And you know how fucking stubborn I am.
Yeah.
I'm like very stubborn, very bullheaded, very New Jersey, very my father. And she's also incredibly stubborn. So we're managing. What does that sound?
That is the heater.
Oh yeah. We're
I hope.
we're talking and managing through how to get past that. I'm working on that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you develop an entire lifestyle at 30, you know, and then you change it to like live with somebody else or like mesh your life with someone else, a lot of it is not going to fit right away. You know, it's a lot of growing pains. I mean, Sarah and I have been together for 10 years. So like we live very similarly now.
Wild.
Right?
Wild.
Well, that's a lie. 9 years in a couple months, but this is our 10th Christmas that we're spending together.
I wonder if I still have that photo of the first time you guys were ever out together. This was when Sarah did not want to be with you, but you invited Sarah to something with your dad or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
And you guys took a photo on like a rooftop somewhere.
It was a screening of A Fish Story.
It was a screening of A Fish Story?
Yeah, he was screening A Fish Story to a
That was back in 2014? A Fish Story was out there?
No. That was in 2016.
No.
Or 2015 maybe.
Yeah, dog. No. Oh, 2015 then. That would make sense.
Because that Fish Story was shot in 2011. And I think it came out in 2014.
Okay.
So in 2015, he was screening it to like a grief, like a bereavement organization.
Yeah.
From, you know, which, if you know, bereavement is like...
Yeah, bereavement.
Yeah.
Of course I know what bereavement is.
Exactly. It's bereavement. It was like an organization that helps people deal with the grief of having lost a loved one. And so he was using the movie as an opportunity to sort of showcase it in that capacity. And it happened to be in the city at this like cool apartment. And he invited me to come since I was at Pace at the time. And I invited Sarah because I had a massive crush on her. And she thought that it'd be fun to hang out with her acquaintance, Nikki, that she kind of knew a little bit.
Her acquaintance.
And I thought it was a date, and it wasn't. But we did take photos from that night, and I do still have them.
Do you still have them?
Yeah. They'll probably pop up on that Aura frame at some point.
Oh, dude. I still remember that photo.
Yeah, they're also on my Instagram, one of them. Deep in the gram.
Deep in the history.
Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy. We've been together so long now that like I hardly remember what it was like to not be with her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so much of my adult personality is developed around this relationship. So I totally understand what you're saying about having to like remesh your guys' lives now, but from the perspective of having done that 9 years ago.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's I think it's a little bit, it's definitely a bit
now.
Different than it was back then. But it's good because we've also been friends for years. So,
well, that's the best. It's like you love her as a person.
Yeah, I love her as a person. I think she's a phenomenal friend.
Yeah.
And I also
you know the
think
real her.
I know the real her.
There's always that, you're dating someone and you like think they're so great. You have this image of them in your head. And then as you get to know them more, they're like sort of falling further and further away from that image you built. And you're like, oh, like, did you trick me or was I just wrong? Which usually you're just wrong.
Yeah.
No one's usually trying to trick anyone. But when you know someone as a friend for that long, you're like, oh no, I think I have a pretty good dial on like who you are.
Yeah. I think that's why I feel really confident in the fact that she wouldn't do anything morally compromising to our relationship.
It's like a deep value of hers.
It's a deep value. Yeah.
Yeah.
We both
That's
care
huge.
so much about each other that we would never do anything that would be like that. You know what I mean?
A betrayal.
Yeah, a betrayal.
And of your own morals too. Like you wouldn't do it. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad to hear it's going well. What's it like to be in a relationship as Dylan again, in general? Like
wild.
Not her specific, but just relationship.
As Dylan in a relationship, it's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been in one in a long time. And so it's great. Like as Dylan being in a relationship, it's what I've always wanted. You know, I've just never found anybody who I found enough chemistry with to really fall into a relationship, you know?
And I know one thing about you that you've always been candid with me about, which is a huge compliment to Jess, is that I know you would never date someone whose music you don't like.
Yeah. She makes comments about it all the time. She's like, you really don't like my music. And I'm like, Jess, you have no idea. If I didn't like your music, we would not be dating.
You're like, I've dated people whose music I didn't like and we broke up. Because I cannot lie to you about it.
And it's not my genre of music. Would I listen to this artist? Probably not. But do I find this music to be good music?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's cool to be like genuinely admire your partner's talent.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool to be like, oh, I'm a fan of yours. It's just in general. I think you're great.
Do you think Sarah feels that way about you?
I sure hope so. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
She definitely does.
I'm sure she does, but
there's nobody close to you in your
like
life that doesn't feel that way about you.
She doesn't particularly care for like going to a gallery or a museum, or like doesn't like love paintings the same way I do, but she does let me put my paintings all over our apartment.
Sure does.
And so she must like them enough to have to look at them every day.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, there's a difference between like being a fan of the craft and being a fan of what somebody is creating
and capable of doing.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm a huge fan of Sarah's it was a gift or a talent. Now it's a skill that she's been cultivating for years, of like this, you know, massage therapy and understanding the body and being able to like, not just, you know, she doesn't like the term healer because that's not what she does. She doesn't heal people. She like helps people deal with pain. But she has this like healing mentality, this healing presence about her that like, I know so few people who have that.
Yeah.
Ability to like, just by sitting with someone, make them feel better, you know, and just by touching someone, make them feel better. And she has that. I don't know what it is. Yeah. I think it makes one of the things that makes her acting really good.
You think she naturally has that?
I think she naturally has it. But I also think that she has honed it over the last, you know, 7 or 8 years since she started teaching yoga even, to be able to stand in front of a room and guide someone through like a self-healing process. She's really good at it. And she flows, her vocabulary, everything about it, like it flows so naturally from her. And it's just very impressive to me because I can't do that. I love talking. I love
look at us
playing with words. Yeah.
Look at us. I mean, we're doing it.
But I'm not good at like being still. I'm in fact, it's probably the thing I'm worst at in the world is being still with myself.
Yeah, well, that's a deficiency.
Yes.
You know, that's just
we were fucked from the jump.
Yeah,
dude.
definitely from the jump. It was the aluminum in my food.
Yeah, dude.
The red dye 40.
Yeah, dude, that red 4, dude. In that in those vanilla wafers. I had too many vanilla wafers as a kid.
Yeah, if anyone is still listening to this right now, download Yucca, Yuka. It's an app that you can scan like barcodes of your food. And it'll tell you all of the ingredients and all of the health risks of everything that's in it. And it will ruin your life because everything that you love, everything that you find gives you joy in your life, you can't eat it.
Yeah,
it's really bad.
I was just so excited. We just went to the deli down the street and I just picked up a couple of vanilla wafers and I was like, yeah, we'll have these vanilla wafers after we eat our sandwiches. And then Mickey yucked it for me and it came back as a 0 out of 100.
One of the worst foods
One of
you
the
can
quite
eat.
literally the worst food you could possibly
like
eat.
3 high-risk carcinogens.
And so we threw it out.
Really bad. So we threw it out after a couple bites. And I'm really sorry about that. But also,
No, it's
you're
not your
welcome.
fault. It's their fault.
Why
are they making food out of poison?
And this is brought to you by Yucca.
Yuka.
I don't know.
Yuka.
But if you ever want to sponsor me, I love your app. I use it all the time, and now I'm hungry all the time.
Mickey uses your app all the time. Yuka.
Yeah. Yucca.
Yuka.
I've never really said it out loud. I only read it. So I actually have no idea how to pronounce it. Just like this.
I'd put money on
Modelo.
I'd put money on Yucca. Because yuck.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yuck.
I mean, that's a really good way to break it down. I think it's Yucca.
Yucca?
Yeah, because $10.
Once they respond to this podcast.
Yeah, but if you look it up anywhere else, it's null and void. It's only if they respond.
They have to respond and tell us what the proper way to.
Even if we look at their website or any of their ads, it has to be them telling us personally.
Clip that.
And I'll give you $10.
Clip that. Clip that, chat. Chat, clip that.
Clip it.
Dude, I've been watching this dude. He's fucking hilarious. Because you know I love to play video games. I've been watching this dude. His name is Burnt Peanut. You heard of him?
No. I've not heard of
my
Burnt Peanut.
God, bro. This guy's hilarious.
Who's Burnt Peanut?
Burnt Peanut is like, he's like a streamer. I don't know what he streams on. I only see his stuff on like TikTok or Instagram. I don't do all like the streaming shit. But he's like a streamer. And it's like, it's his eyes and his mouth on the body of a peanut. Like
Sick.
Mr. Peanut.
Okay.
And he's playing video games. And just the way he speaks is just so funny. He's got perfect timing. He's always fresh off the top of his head. Like all the words that come out of his mouth. And he's playing a game that's like it's like a player versus player game, right? It's called Arc Raiders, which is a game that I play. And it's you basically you load into this world and there's a whole bunch of players around and you're trying to loot. It's like a looter game, but you can still shoot players. And so it's open comms, so you can talk to anybody in the game, like dudes that aren't on your team.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's just like running around killing motherfuckers and screaming at them and asking them if they're ready to meet their god. And like
I gotta meet Burnt Peanut.
You gotta look him
I've
up.
been well, I just played Dispatch with Gianni.
With Jay.
Which was one of the coolest games I've ever played in my life. I loved it. I thought it was like super.
I don't think I've ever played it.
You'd love it, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're a superhero dispatcher.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about this.
Yeah, and it's played. The main character's voiced by Aaron Paul. So it's like,
oh, I'd love it.
So sick. And then the other game that Gianni showed me also that I haven't finished, but I'm so obsessed with is after dusk falls, as dusk falls, before dusk.
As the sky falls,
something like that.
Let it crumble.
Is that Adele?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, we're making
As Dusk Falls, it's called.
We're making a James Bond movie down in Nashville. Yeah, come
Who's we? You and your friends?
Yeah.
In your backyard?
Yeah.
Sick.
I'll
be in it.
I'm James Bond.
You're James Bond?
I'm gonna be James Bond.
All right, cool. Can I be Adele?
You can be Adele.
Cool.
We had like an hour long. We were out for my good friend Libby's birthday party, and me and Libby's fiance Weston and my buddy Nolan, who I play Arc Raiders with, we're talking about. I ordered a Vesper.
Hell yeah.
Which is fucking classy.
Classy. Wait, hold on. Can I? See if I remember how to make a Vesper.
Okay.
It's 3 ounces of gin, 1 ounce of vodka, Lillet. Is that it? And a twist, lemon twist.
I think that's it. I don't think there's any dry in it.
I don't think there is. I think it's the Lillet instead.
Yeah, but it's not 3 ounces of gin, 1 ounce of vodka. So that would be 4 ounces of liquor.
Yeah,
It's 2 gin, 1 vodka, half Lillet Blanc.
Yeah,
and then I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and just garnish with a lemon twist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 6. Anyway,
But shaken, not
you ordered a
stirred.
Vesper.
Shaken, not stirred.
Always shaken. Oh, tell me if you think this.
Hit me.
My friend who is a bartender, he told me this, and I didn't know if it was true, but he said if it's gin, he will stir unless asked to shake. If it's vodka, he will always shake.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think it's just a gin is a classic martini, and a classic martini is meant to be stirred. If somebody asks for a vodka martini, they're not necessarily asking for a classic martini. And most of the time, people want it to be as cold as possible. If it's dirty, always shake, because you don't want to put any dirt in your uri, because if you're fucking putting dirt in your uri, it's kind of hard to get it out. And the point of making a drink in a uri is for it to be the purest form of that drink it can be, because you don't want to bruise any ice. You're just spinning the ice to dilute it a little bit, but you're not chipping off anything. So you're not making any bruised
Yeah, you're not diluting
martinis, basically.
much.
You know? Yeah, you're not diluting much, but you're diluting it enough that the ice makes it cold, and there's enough, water in there to not make it be so boom in your face.
Yeah, he was saying that, like, people, in his experience, people who order a gin martini want to taste the gin.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to stir it, because you don't want to dilute it much, because they want the gin. They want to taste the martini. And if it's a vodka martini, typically, firstly, vodka doesn't really have a taste other than just the taste of alcohol. And most people who order a vodka martini, they don't want to taste the vodka. They just want to get drunk and have like a cold, clean drink.
Now, here's the thing about martinis is sometimes dumbasses will just walk right up to the bar and say, "Hey, I'll take a martini," and then you're like,
that drives me nuts every
and
time.
you're like, how do you want it? And they're like, just a martini. And then once they don't give me the specs or the specifics behind the martini, because you're supposed to do that when you order a martini. No, I make them a classic martini. And almost without fail, every time they taste it and they go, "What is this?" And I go, "That's a martini."
And a classic martini is not.
A classic martini is 2 gin, 1 dry vermouth.
1
ounce. 2 gin,
Holy
1 ounce of dry
Lord.
vermouth. It's disgusting.
And that's that, and no olive brine at all.
No.
A full
Yep.
ounce of
And
dry
then you
vermouth
stir
and
it.
gin.
You stir it in the uri and you
Ew.
pour it into a fucking coupe and you serve it.
That's gross.
Yeah, I know. So when
That's
people just
gross.
ask you for a fucking martini, you just gotta look them in the eye and say, "You're retarded.
Well, the first,
You're a retarded person."
it's true.
Oh, can we not say that anymore?
You could
I
say
feel
it.
like it's back.
I think you could say it. I think
it's
it's fine. I was at an event one time and someone ordered a Manhattan, so I made them a Manhattan. And they came back like 30 minutes later, and they're like, "Hey, can I get another Manhattan, but can you make it perfect this time?" And I was like, "Did I not make it good last time? Like, what the fuck, man?"
What the fuck you mean? Can I make it perfect?
Dude, I was so insulted for a second. I was like, why would you just say that right to my face?
Mhm.
And that's when I learned what a perfect
Manhattan
Manhattan was.
was.
Yeah, which is grosser than a regular Manhattan, but sure, it's fine.
I think dry vermouth is just disgusting.
I think sweet and dry vermouth are both disgusting, and I also think Campari is disgusting. So that's why I don't have Negronis ever.
I fuck with Negronis kind of.
Yeah, see, I don't. I hate Campari and I hate sweet vermouth.
But I like to hate myself every once in a while. You know what I
but
mean?
I don't like to hate myself in my mouth.
Oh,
I hate myself.
We're two different
everywhere
people.
else. Yeah, that's I hate myself in so many ways. My mouth is going to be where I love myself.
Yeah, that's fair. That's understandable.
Clip it.
Clip it.
I always love myself in my mouth.
I always love myself in my mouth. Clip that, Jack. Clip that.
Jamie, clip it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, hold on. So you were saying you ordered a Vesper, and now you're gonna make a James Bond movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were even talking about that. Yes, I ordered a Vesper, and then I got the Vesper, and I looked at my buddy Weston. The reason I got the Vesper was because I ordered a Pisco Sour, which is like a Nashville. Pisco is like a Nashville liquor, or a Tennessee liquor. And he's like, a Pisco Sour, ugh. And then he looks at the waitress and he goes, "I'll do a vodka martini, dirty." And then he looks at me and goes, "Regular olives." And then I go, "Oh, this son of a bitch." And then the waitress comes over to me and I go, "Hey, can you bring me can I cancel my order? Can you bring me a Vesper, and when you bring it back, can you say, 'This is your Vesper, sir?'" And she said, "Yeah." So she goes, she gets our drinks, the bartender makes a drink, brings him over, hands him his drink, doesn't say shit, and then hands me my drink. She goes, "Here's your Vesper, sir." And I go, "Thank you." I grab it, and then I look at him and I go, "James Bond." And then he goes, "Oh yeah." And we start talking about he's a funny dude. He's a good buddy of mine. And then we start talking about James Bond, and then we start talking about who's going to be the next James Bond, like who'd be a great cast for the next James Bond. And we start talking, and we start throwing out names out.
Obviously, we decided it was me.
Yeah, I threw out Dev Patel. He threw
Dev
out
Patel.
He threw out a bunch of white dudes. I threw out
Now
Michael.
I sound racist.
I threw out Michael B. Jordan. He threw out more white dudes. And I was like, okay. And then I forget what happened, but then I think Nolan was like, "We should just make our own James Bond." And I was like, "That's a great idea." And then they looked at me and they were like, "I can't believe it. We've been talking about who's going to be James Bond this whole time when he's been sitting right in front of us." And then they look at me. And so we decided we're going to make a James Bond.
And it's going to be you.
I'm going to be James Bond, yeah.
You as James Bond.
Dylan is James Bond.
You're like Jim Bob at the best, dude. Like, it's crazy.
First of all, that's insulting. I can James Bond it up if I need to James Bond it up. And then I think we were going to call it James Bond 007. Oh, fuck. What was the name of it?
I don't know, but so far the name is already taken.
The name is already taken. It was going to have a badass.
Yeah. James Bond 007.
Death by Moonlight.
Ooh, Death by Moonlight. Mm-hmm. So like the opposite of a vampire.
Exactly.
What is the opposite of a vampire?
A gay pirate.
A gay pirate.
Gay pirate.
A blood. Something that gives you blood.
Vampire? A gay pirate.
It might be. Honestly, I've never seen a vampire. Actually, I've seen vampires on pirate ships. Because that's how the vampire in Dracula gets to America.
That is how the vampire in
Dracula.
That's how Dracula gets there, right?
That would be the vampire that's in Dracula.
Yes.
That's so real. That's,
yeah,
I forgot his name.
That's how the vampire in Dracula.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what's the vampire's name in Dracula? I think he was a pirate. He might have had a gay lover. I don't know.
Have you seen the new Frankenstein one?
I did.
Was it good?
It was very beautiful.
Because it's Guillermo, right?
Yeah, it's like a very beautifully made film. I think it's really cool. They kind of changed the story a bit at the end, which is fine. And like the third act is kind of not as interesting as the first two acts.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was super cool. Is it great? No.
Did Elordi do a good job?
Yes.
Yeah. He's a good actor.
He's a really good actor.
Damn, that sucks.
Damn, that sucks.
You can't be that tall, that handsome, and be a good actor. It's not fucking fair.
Dude, I know. That's what I think about all the time when I think of Alexander Skarsgård.
Fucking bullshit, dude.
I was like, you can't be tall, handsome.
Get out of here. You got to look like Timothée Chalamet. Like, that's the only way you're allowed to be a good actor.
He just hosted like a ping pong tournament in New York to advertise
Promote
Marty
that Marty
Supreme.
thing?
Yeah, and this guy that I know from LA was invited to compete in the tournament. And it was like a ping pong tournament.
Who won? Did he win?
No, he didn't win. He got kicked out in like the third round, I think, this guy. But,
dude, everybody's losing their mind over this fucking Marty Supreme thing. And nobody's remembering the best ping pong movie ever made, Balls of Fury.
I mean, that is a pretty damn good movie.
It's the greatest ping pong movie ever made all time.
I don't know how many ping pong movies have been made.
But that's the best one.
It's probably the best one. Forrest Gump's got some ping pong in it too, right?
Yeah, but
you wouldn't call that a ping pong movie, though.
Even if I did, nothing holds no candle balls.
Really?
Yeah.
There's got to be a better ping pong movie than Balls.
People are trying to say it's Marty Supreme.
I don't know yet. I haven't seen it. I'm certain that it's gonna be good because they've pumped.
Is
so
Christopher
much money
Walken
into
in it? Is Christopher Walken in Marty Spring?
Yes.
No, he's not.
No.
Therefore, it's not
as good. Christopher Walken is amazing. His hair is so good in that movie.
So good.
I think that we're going off the rails and talking about nothing right now.
It's kind of the point, right?
No, it's perfect. I love it, but I just given you the opportunity because I know you have to leave soon. If we want to end it now, here's the chance. If not, we're going to talk about more bullshit.
That is true. We should probably end it now because I got to go.
I know you do.
I got to go to fucking Rockefeller.
Yeah, and then I also have to go there after you. All right. Let's
also
wrap
have
it
to go there
up.
after
Dill,
me.
I love you. Thank you
love
so
you.
much for doing this. You're going to come on again.
Oh, I'm going to come.
And it's going to be here. And it's going to be a second time.
Second time.
Which means that he did it at some point already in this one.
Bet you guys can't tell.
And I'm going to cut away, and then right in the middle, I'm going to cut a close-up. Do you want to tell anybody where they can look at you or listen to your shit?
You can look at me in the eyes. Cut that, and then we're good.
Sick.
Do you want me to tell them where they can find me?
If you want them to find you.
You can find me at Goes By Dylan on all social media platforms.
Yeah, and you can listen to his shit on if you type in his name.
Yes, Dylan Hartigan.
What's the one song that you like the most that you've made? Your favorite one ever?
Oh. Man, that's a tough question.
3, 2,
Probably
1.
Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. What's your least favorite song you ever made? That's out.
Moonlight.
Really?
Yeah, which is crazy because
Dang,
people
it's a
like
good song.
Moonlight.
Yeah, everyone go listen to Moonlight.
And nobody
write
listen
a
to Tucson,
nasty
Arizona.
comment about how bad it is. All right, I love you, dude.
I love you.
See ya.